Episode of the RMR podcast. Got a very special guest today. The man, the myth, the legend, Jordan, 420 Kingdom. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you making a quick little 5-minute time for me at the end of the event. We were here in Bakersfield. What was this event called tonight?
It was a Patient Appreciation Day.
Patient Appreciation Day at the
Luxor.
Smoke and Vape Shop.
Correct.
We're behind it right now. There was some good education, some games, some dabs. It was a solid night.
It was a good time. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, it was.
You came and take the trek. That was a good time, man. I mean, we put it together in 4 days, so it was pretty quick little turnaround. We're trying to build the community, man. Give back to the people that support us because we have a really, if people don't know, we started in 2019. We're one of the first licensed cannabis companies right here in Kern County.
Mm-hmm.
Little farming town outside of that called Arvin legalized it.
Shout out to Arvin, man.
I know, for real. Shouts out. Such a humble community, bro. Like, for real. These just hardworking people, and they ended up. We opened in the height of COVID and built a really good following because we were just able to bring that cannabis to them super quick and during a crazy time. So it's cool, man. We have a lot of love and support, and we're finally able to start bringing out people to show our love back to the community because, man, they support the shit out of us.
Bakersfield, Arvin, the towns and cities, if you would, around here, they support you guys stuff. You guys are pretty well known across the state now. You had a meteoric rise, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and now a lot of your guys' flower is going through your own retail, right? You guys are pumping out the market crazy to try to sell weed to stores, right? We talked a lot about that. It's crazy to have to sell weed to these dispensaries. It's hard to do that. The terms, consignment, they pay, they don't pay, the promos, just to have to get shit to sell off the shelves. It's expensive. It's hard to operate in California.
It is, and that was it's one of the real reasons why it was really it was really important for us to be vertically integrated, right? So it's having the licenses to be able to literally just grow that shit, walk 10 feet and put it on our van and sell it for the highest margin. You know what I mean? So it's that's definitely helped us a lot, man. And we've seen a huge transition as we have been growing, bro. Because shit, you've known me almost pretty much right when we started, really.
Yeah.
And so it's
right there,
to see where it came from, where it's okay, how much of our bulk are actually going through our dispensary from day one to where we're at now with all the love and support. We're pushing so much more bulk through our dispensary now because we do have on a daily basis, our whole thing is growing, right? So we've been here for a while, and it's really cool to see that, bro. And it's I just feel really grateful for that community to be out there, and kind of helps too because I do feel we grow some pretty fire weed. So that helps, bro. You know what I mean?
It's always been. I always say it's always been pretty good weed, if not really good weed. It always, to me, just comes down to the genetics and the people kind of quarterbacking, running the ship, and all, the feed, all the different little variables that go into it. Yeah. Growing is something that even I don't understand because I don't do it.
Yeah. So. And the way we grow is even more it's all hands on deck if some shit happens, bro. Having no soil, it's it's oh shit, one thing happens, and in a traditional style grow with soil, you have more time to react to things, right? So it's
a little bit more forgiving, so to speak.
Correct. Yeah.
It's interesting, with you guys, like you say, pulling a lot of your flower back into your own retail, and not selling so much to these other stores, these other delivery services. It's awesome to see that you're moving more flower because that means the community is actually buying more 420 Kingdom flower. It's not random people out in these other towns. It's actually your locals.
Yeah, it's actually our people. And it's cool because there really wasn't you had the group of people that obviously are they only smoke licensed shit. Yeah. So they were driving to LA, right? So, but most of the people still smoke a lot of that, more of the traditional
trap
shit, So
Bakersfield trap weed.
That's right, yeah. And
shout out the legacy people here in Bakersfield.
Yeah, man, because they grow, you know what I mean. So it's it's cool to see them now. We have such a bigger following, and now we brought that license kind of stuff to them, and they're getting all these different brands that they can get. And it's still a big issue here, bro. fake stizzies is a massive issue here. There's a ton of them.
It's crazy.
Like,
So with you and your team, right? You know, you guys are running a retail, you guys are running a brand, you're vertically integrated. You know, what are the advantages that you have being vertically integrated? And then on the flip side, you know, like what is it like? What do you look for when you're curating brands for your menu?
yeah, so we have well, twofold. So talking about the vertical integration obviously is the best way to do it, right? Because if you have a distribution and you have to buy it at a wholesale cost and you don't really have a brand or you don't really have the cultivation, you buy it at whatever 1,200, 1,300 a pound, and then you have to flip that, so it's more, right?
Yeah.
You even maybe have to package just knowing if you're only going to bulk out. So it's like having that C12 kind of micro license allows us to be that vertically integrated. Like I was saying, you walked in, you put it on your platform, and I sell eighth for a lot more, right? And there's no middleman, there's nothing. We have our own distribution, all that. And then as far as what was the second question?
Second question is,
how do I curate?
yeah, how do you curate the brands on your menu?
Yeah.
Like, what do you look for in those products?
So there's a couple things, man. For me, it's because there's so much out there, right? We have a couple different ways that we do it. The one that I found to be the most tried and true, in my opinion, is we're not that typical fucking brands like, yo, send me 9 samples before I decide. Like, we don't do that. Like, I'm like, send me samples. I give them out to my drivers, but I have a Google form that rates them. If they can get past those 25 motherfuckers, then they probably pass the test.
Yeah, then it's decent.
You know what I mean? Because it's like now you have a collective agreement, and you have the people that are really in reality. Those are the people that are selling your shit.
Yeah, no, I mean it's important to put.
So that's really our biggest.
It's important to put the brands and their products up to some form, not just of a QC test, but really to give it to the people that are selling the weed.
Yeah.
You know, that are engaging with the customers.
I feel like I'm doing them the most benefit too.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't make it, and I got like, and there's some people where it's like those are like my tried and true. All he does is smoke rosin. You know what I mean? So I know for a fact I'm gonna maybe weigh him slightly heavier versus like someone that's never even like my guy was never even done rosin.
Yeah.
And that happens, at times. But that's one piece. And then we obviously look at, I don't necessarily give two fucks about like following, bro. I have this many followers, or I have now. I already kind of know like who has kind of cult like seemingly like followers.
Yeah. There's brands that have that for sure.
Yeah, for sure, right? Like Heavy Hitters does really well with us still. Like, and I know people think that's crazy because in LA it doesn't really. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Shout out to Heavy Hitters.
But
I don't know.
For me, it's just more of like I look at like different types. I love a good story, bro. Like there's something about it, man. I just love a good story. If you have a great product and a good story, and then you're able to somehow, and that's where we have to become really creative, man. And that's where I think even in a brick and mortar store, you got to come creative.
Yeah,
to really get that story across. And I do feel some of these brands are just so complicated within their vision when they explain it to me first. If you don't catch me on that part first, then I'm still already like, so it's like, I really do appreciate it.
It's a lot of bells and whistles,
right?
And flash and, pizzazz, all these different, swag, fucking clout, all of that. Even like, there are sometimes when I doubt what we do too. It's like just content because like we don't have all that, but it's just, in certain places, clout matters more. In certain places, the story matters more. In certain places, the content matters. It all depends on the person across from you.
So we were one of the first deliveries that Dime brought on back in the day when Dime was like nothing, bro. And we brought them on, and it went crazy, like over here. And there's been plenty of times where I've put other shit on it, and it doesn't go crazy. But I just feel like they did a good job in the conceptual idea of it looking like an iPhone, in my opinion. Like if you look at that fucking Dime pen and that white battery they got, it's just clean as fuck. It looks fucking sick. The battery's hard, all that. And it just cracked off over here.
Yeah.
And there's been other ones that just literally people look at it like that.
Yeah.
But obviously for us, we have to be more creative too because you can't feel it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to, A, that's why the story is so big, and B, gotta have sick ass artwork too, man.
Yeah.
That matters on the website.
No, for sure. It's important to build brands and actually build and engage with the community.
Yeah.
Like when you're building the core foundation for your brand and you're trying to really build with people and connect, you got to actually come out and engage. Tonight we were here passing out our weed. Thank you for the opportunity to do that. Really appreciate it. It was dope to be able to meet fans of 420 Kingdom and these super fans that are, so excited to be here for this evening and be able to even make them more excited and contribute to further loyalty of the delivery service just by you including a vendor that's willing to come out here, and give out more weed. And shout out to Dabwoods that was here tonight and CBX that was here tonight for the joint. A little Bakersfield weed community event, bro. Appreciate you, dog. Come on, man. 420 Kingdom, respect my region. We just here doing a quick little episode. We got to get the fuck out of here. It's the end of the event. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, tap in. If you guys have any questions about 420 Kingdom, definitely DM the Instagram account. It's FOURTWENTY Kingdom. Tap in, hit them up with a DM. They'll get you connected to the right people. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Jordan?
Hey, appreciate it, man. For real.
We
It was
out.
a great time, man. Thank you for coming.
Bakersfield.